ABC 10 breaking news now.
And that breaking news is happening near Tracy. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Thomas. Thanks for joining us on the ABC 10 app. I want you to take a look. This fire started at the Medline warehouse around 1 p.m. this afternoon, and it's now spreading to grass nearby. It's all happening near Hanson Road. San Joaquin County deputies have ordered evacuations. Just look at this massive fire. And police are now on scene trying to assist with those evacuations. Take a listen to the latest update from the fire chief.
This is our largest concern when we have several million square foot warehouses and we know we require fire protection systems and we train on these types of fires. And so, my first thought was an aggressive fire attack that we'd be able to stop, but things worked against us. Again, water supply issues, low humidity, high winds, and high temperatures. And so it was a little bit of the perfect storm for this fire evolving quickly.
Investigators say the private water system was not working in the building. People are also concerned about the FedEx location that crews are now working to protect. ABC 10's Gabriel Porras is live at the scene. And Gabriel, as we just heard there, it seems the water and water pressure has been a big challenge for them this evening.
That's right, Chris. We are on the corner of Palmentary Parkway and Hanson Road here near the scene of the fire, and it is continuing to burn. It has been a very aggressive and dynamic scene even hours later. I'm going to step out of the way so you can bring attention to what you're seeing right here. The wall here on the side of the building, this is looking at the southern side of this Medline facility. The walls are caving in. They have been leaning over for quite a while now. It could only be moments until they collapse. I have been on scene for about 3+ hours now, and the fire has burned with fury that entire time. The scene has been marked by constant loud explosions, spreading embers, that thick, relentless wall of black smoke. We could see the smoke all the way from Stockton, actually. Embers did spread, as you mentioned, to a vegetation fire nearby. Crews were able to get that one out. It also went to a nearby FedEx facility. Fortunately, only in that situation there was just some pallets that burned, so no major issues at that spot fire. But then there have been other spot fires too, just breaking out with just the vegetation in this area, with these winds really pushing it. Crews have had water pressure issues on the facility grounds, as you mentioned there. I did ask the fire chief; they're still looking into the cause of all this. Obviously, their big concern is putting this out, but they will obviously have a big investigation soon after this. They say the fire, though, originated in the roof area, and with those water issues and with these winds that we've seen today, the fire just exploded. Here's more of what the fire chief had to say.
Upon arrival, crews found heavy fire from the roof of the facility, an aggressive fire attack with a limited water supply, high winds, high temperatures, low humidities, made firefighting very difficult. The fire extended across the roof and down into the facility. We did an interior fire attack. We could not hold the fire. Eventually, we lost the entire 1 million square foot building.
A 1 million square foot warehouse completely lost. As you heard there were also some trucks in the yard that were also burning with possibly some equipment in there. There is some good news in all this. So there have been no injuries that have been reported during this fire. No homes have had to evacuate, though some of the warehouses nearby had to evacuate. And some other good news. The fire department says they do know the hazards that are in here. They had a list of the hazards that would be inside of a facility like this. They haven't shared that list because they're obviously busy doing other things right now, but they do know the conditions inside of there. They do know what they are dealing with. Back live out here, we are told that crews are monitoring air quality in the area too. They don't know about the impacts to that quite yet, but they are monitoring that. They'll be monitoring that throughout the night. And the last piece of good news is that they have a lot of crews on scene here, over 100 firefighters, and at one point every single Tracy police officer in the city at this scene. They say they will be here throughout the night to make sure that these flames don't spread, to make sure everyone stays safe. Chris?
Still very early as the firefight continues. We'll be checking back in throughout the evening. Gabriel, we thank you for that live update. I want to show you this. Medline released this statement confirming the fire and saying all employees and on-site personnel have been accounted for. In this statement, they said, quote, "The safety and well-being of our employees is our top priority. We are coordinating closely with local authorities and first responders as we assess the fire's impact, and will share more details as they become available." Meanwhile, ABC 10's Garshpal Sangha just got to the scene near the fire. And Garshpal, we've been talking about that FedEx nearby. Give us an idea of what they're doing to try and protect that location.
Yeah, Chris, this FedEx building is over here off to my left, and it's directly south of where that fire is burning. You can just take a look at a lot of the smoke, some of that smoke coming over us, but that is where it's building. Right now, officials say the building itself is not on fire, but as we zoom directly, you see that white smoke down there. You may see a fire engine down there. That is where a lot of fire crews have been coming in and out, and they've been hosing down that area. We don't know exactly what it is, but we think we do know because of what the fire chief told us. They said a large pile of pallets and several containers caught on fire outside the FedEx facility, and so they did an aggressive fire attack, so they were able to continue to protect this building. And so we got a fire engine over there, firefighters down there, and my photographer Andrew is going to pan down here. You got I believe this is a Stockton fire engine that's been coming here. So engines have been going around this facility, making sure no embers from the main facility that is burning comes over here and starts a fire here on the FedEx facility. So the only incident that we've seen so far is that little smoke that's been coming there. So fire crews have been doing a very good job of putting out the fire there. Now, FedEx did release a statement regarding this incident, and here's what they said. They said, "We are aware of the fire near our Tracy hub, but we have confirmed that the fire has not reached our facility. Our top priority remains the safety of our team and those affected. And as this remains an active situation, further inquiries should be directed to local authorities." So as back out here live, you can just take a look at a lot more smoke starting to come towards the facility. So as fire crews are really focused on what is happening at that facility that is burning, they also have their eyes on this FedEx facility, hoping that more facilities in this area don't catch on fire. But for the time being, things are looking good. Fire crews have been coming by and monitoring the situation. If they see any hot spots, as they did over there, kind of where that smoke's been coming out of, that they do put it out. Reporting live from Tracy, Garj Palsunga, ABC 10.
My goodness, Garj Paul, it is just so concerning as you see that big wall of smoke just almost surrounding the building there. Do we know if those employees there at the FedEx location have been told to evacuate? Have they gotten to safety?
We haven't received a word on that, Chris, but as I look around, there aren't many employees that are out and about. So hopefully that is a good sign that the employees were evacuated. The only people that we have been seeing walking around or driving around has been first responders. So they've just been riding around this facility, making sure there's no hot spots, and if they are, that they're able to attack it. So that's while they continue their efforts on the main goal, making sure that fire is put out. They're also keeping an eye on this FedEx facility, make sure a fire does not ignite here that they have to worry about. Chris.
Okay, Garj Paul, stand by, because for right now, I do want to get over to Peter, who's tracking the latest conditions in Tracy as this fire continues to grow. It all comes as we have a weather impact alert today.
Yeah, Chris, that was our big focus here today, was the fire risk. And we saw the heat, we saw the low relative humidity, and we saw the winds. Now, for the Medline warehouse, it's kind of right near the 580 and the 205 interchange here in Tracy. And that vegetation fire got to be right around 10.8 acres. But as Gabriel said, they are pretty much just mopping that up now. So we are still seeing a Promontory Parkway closed. That's going to remain closed as crews continue to fight this fire. But here's something really interesting. You saw all the smoke in the back there, right? This is a radar loop here from earlier today over the last 3 hours. And you're going to notice here, right as we get towards right around the 3 o'clock hour, we have plenty of kind of indications of what was rain. That's actually just the smoke rising into the air. The radar algorithm detects smoke as a thunderstorm or heavy rain. It detected an updraft with this that was so strong it thought there was hail developing in the atmosphere. That puts into perspective how much smoke we saw here with this fire out in Tracy. This is the latest image that we're seeing there, kind of to put it in perspective, zoomed out a little bit from where the reporters were at there. But yeah, we're seeing plenty of smoke with this, and that's something I want you to keep in mind if you live in the San Joaquin County here as we get through the rest of the night. Humidity, it's going to start to get a little bit better, but the reason why is winds are going to start to pick up. The relative humidity in Tracy right now is at 16%. That's definitely very low. That definitely warrants that elevated fire risk, right? Even though it wasn't in the red flag warning. You saw plenty of heat there as well. The high so far I've seen in Tracy today into the upper 90s, 95 degrees currently. So it's hot, it's humid, it's dry, and we're also seeing a little bit of a breeze. That breeze has slowly but surely started to cool down in Tracy. That wind coming in out of the north, again, the north wind, dry air coming in at 8 miles per hour. There's not too much of a breeze, but we were seeing gusts up to 20 to 25 miles per hour out in Tracy. But notice this wind direction coming over the hills and the mountains there. That's coming in from the west. As we continue through the rest of the night, that west wind is going to continue further to the south near Tracy into the San Joaquin Valley. So that means any of that smoke, that kind of plume that rose into the sky here today is going to continue to make its way further to the west as we reach the evening hours here. So we're going to talk about maybe some air quality impacts. So if you are sensitive to the smoke in the San Joaquin Valley, make sure you're spending time indoors. And if you do have to head outside, make sure that you are wearing a mask. So that red flag warning did expire, but we still have a whole lot of heat here, Chris, to talk about. And we'll do that in just a little bit.
Indeed, we are just getting started with our breaking news coverage. We're going to continue to follow this breaking news in Tracy as you are looking at a live view of that fire. This is the Medline warehouse. Crews are saying it has been destroyed, and they're now concerned about other fires starting.